Right now at 5, tired of those annoying calls from scammers and telemarketers? A new effort is underway to get them under control. How a phone app could play a part in stopping those spoofed calls.
Plus, a new cell phone tower going up next to a Midlands prison. Why people on both sides of the contraband issue are voicing concerns. Your news at 5 starts now.
Live, local, now. This is WIS News 10.
This is an urgent public service announcement regarding your current electricity bill.
Oh man, is there anything more annoying than that? If you've got a lot of them, you are not alone. Get this, an estimated 3.5 billion telemarketing or robocalls were made to mobile phones in the U.S. just last month alone.
I tell you what, here's the good news. We could be just days, even weeks away from getting the governor's signature on a bill aimed at shutting down those annoying calls. But even if it doesn't pass or he doesn't sign it, our Chad Mills has some more good news tonight. He's live in the studio now with Must See TV. Chad.
Judy and Greg, that's right, because there's something you can do right now that might help you cut down on those calls if you're getting calls from scammers and spammers, as many of us are. First, though, let's talk about that bill. It was co-sponsored by a Newberry lawmaker after his cell phone was blown up time and time again by sketchy robocalls and telemarketers. His bill would make it illegal for telemarketing companies or solicitors to spoof their numbers. In other words, call you from outside of the state, but use an 803, 864, or 843 area code. If his bill passes, it would open up those scammers to serious penalties if they're caught. His bill overwhelmingly passed the House back in early March. Tomorrow, the Senate could vote on it. Just about everyone I talked to today said their fingers are crossed.
I think it's kind of deceiving, especially when you take your time to answer a phone call and then it's just the same thing every single time.
I think it's a great thing, to stop people who may fall for it or even just wasting other people's time.
But is legislation really the answer? The designer of a relatively new app that you see on your screen says no. His app will literally allow you to get sweet, sweet revenge against annoying scammers and spammers. I'll tell you all about that app at 6 o'clock. Judy.
All right, Chad, we'll be tuned in. Here are some things you can do if you think that you're getting a call from a spoofed number. The FCC says you should never give out your personal information. If you do get an inquiry from someone who says they represent a company or a government agency, hang up and call that company or agency yourself to verify their request for your information. If you get a call and you think the caller ID has been falsified, you can also file a complaint with the FCC.
Well, it has been a beautiful start to the week outside. Temperatures only going up from here. Chief Meteorologist Deminis Brown in the Weather Center with a look at this gorgeous forecast. Deminis, perfect start to the week.
Absolutely. Here we go. As we go through the week, we're going to have warming temperatures from the upper 70s today to around 90 degrees, 90 as we head towards the end of this work week. So something to look forward to if you've been dreaming of some much warmer weather. Here's a look outside, though, over Lake Murray. Plenty of sunshine out there. We've seen a couple little clouds, but overall, it's been a dry, warm day. Temperatures around 78 degrees at Columbia Metro. And check out the numbers right for downtown Columbia. 76 or 73 in Winsboro, 75 degrees in Camden, 74 in Sumter, and around 70 degrees in Manning. So checking out the temperatures over the next several hours, we'll see the numbers going down just a bit. Upper 60s by 8 p.m. and then around 61 degrees by 10. But we're going to let you know, this is what I'm working on, how long we'll see the 90s and if we have any rain in the forecast very soon. All the weather details in your first alert 7-day forecast coming up.
Deminis, thanks. Happening tomorrow, a special election for the House District 69 seat. Chris Wooten is on the ballot. He doesn't have an opponent right now, but there is a space for a write-in candidate. That seat came open when Rick Quinn resigned last year after a State House corruption investigation. Polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m. Right now, a man is recovering after officials say that he was injured in an overnight shooting. The Lexington County Sheriff's Department says that this happened at the intersection of Varn Road and Calico Court. That's in the West Columbia area. They say the man has been talking to detectives about that shooting and authorities are still investigating it.
All new at 5, a new Verizon tower headed to Columbia. Sky I-10 flew over the area where it's going to go up, which is particularly close to a local prison. The location of the new tower is bringing a lot of concerns from some people who already say that cell phones in prisons are hard to contain and that they contribute to violence behind bars. Our Ashley Holland is live tonight from the Forestry Commission off Broad River Road, where Verizon is installing that tower. Ashley?
And I'm live here at the Forestry Commission because they tell me they have leased some of their property to Verizon and work has already begun on that tower. Just behind me through those trees on the other side of those woods right there, we saw evidence today of that construction site already in full swing. Take a look at the video from our drone, Sky 10. The ground is broken. There's a concrete slab where the Forestry Commission says the tower will go. But over the trees, you can see just how close the Department of Juvenile Justice is. And beyond that, the Department of Corrections, one of its prisons, Broad River Correctional Institution, just down from the construction site as well. This has the people battling cell phone companies to block cell signals from behind bars, worried a new tower will only make problems worse, thinking calls will come easier to those serving time here with better reception.
Well, it endangers everybody, as you can see it, and obviously it makes prisons less safe, but it also makes the public less safe.
Now, not everyone I spoke with today, though, is so sure the tower would put safety at risk. However, one woman advocate for prison reform who also has a family member behind bars at Broad River Correctional says she feels safety wouldn't worsen because there are still other contraband items to worry about, like knives, and she feels that prisons should focus instead on ways to rehabilitate inmates. But the Department of Corrections Director Brian Sterling is in Washington, D.C. today meeting with the FCC about the possibility of jamming signals. And we reached out to Verizon for questions to be answered on their plans, and we still haven't heard back from them this evening. Live from the Forestry Commission off of Broad River Road in Columbia, I'm Ashley Holland.
Well, Lexington police need your help identifying a man who was caught on camera stealing a computer from Walmart. Take a look at the video. Detectives say it happened on March 28th at the Walmart on Sunset Boulevard. The suspect took a computer from behind the counter and then walked out. Call the Lexington Police Department if you know who he is.
In a little less than 7 hours, you'll have the chance to donate to hundreds of organizations around the Midlands. Midlands Gives is a 24-hour online giving event for local nonprofit organizations. Since it started, this event has raised more than $5 million. Ahead on your news at 5:30, we'll highlight one participating organization that helps adults with special needs. All new at 5, more requirements for registration if your child attends a Lexington District 2 school. The district says for the 2018-2019 school year, students will now be required to provide 2 proofs of residency to register for classes. A mortgage bill or lease agreement and household bill can be provided. 2 proofs of residency, though, must be provided before the first day of school, which is August 20th. Happening right now, Columbia College is hosting its first Communiversity food truck and dance event.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. It is free and open to the public. That's where we find Joe Pinner tonight to tell us all about the festivities. Hey, Papa Joe.
Well, Judy, good to be talking to you and Greg and to everybody about this event that's going on right now, the inaugural Communiversity Dance Fest at Cottingham Theater, and it starts at 5:30, and we have food vendors on the campus right now with all sorts of goodies. And we also have the relatively new president of Columbia College, Dr. Carol Moore. And Dr. Moore, this is the first in a program of the community and the college coming together.
Yes, it is, and we're hoping to build on this over the coming year in many ways to open up the college to the community, to bring culture and arts and music and education into the community right here. So this is our first foray, but we're planning a number of things for next year that we'll be announcing.
And you're a doctor of biology.
I am.
All right. Well, talking about the Dance Fest, the schools come from the Richland District 1, and we're talking about got C.A. Johnson, Columbia High, A.C. Flora, Eau Claire, Dreer, and Keenan. And right now you can see that they are in rehearsal, getting ready to do their thing. So we invite all of you to come. It's absolutely free. Columbia College and the first Communiversity Dance Fest, and you certainly want to be a part of it. And Dr. Moore, again, thank you so much, and welcome to Columbia. How have you adjusted to our way of life here?
Oh, yes, I have, particularly your weather. Yes.
All right.
It's wonderful.
Thank you, Doctor,
Thank
so
you.
much. All right, it's here, starts at 5:30, about 20 minutes from now, so come on, enjoy the food on the campus at the Dancing in Cottingham Theater. And Judy and Greg, hope you can drop by when you get off the news.
Well, it sure does sound like a lot of fun, Joe. Thank you so much. Still to come on your news at 5, just days after Bill Cosby was convicted of aggravated indecent assault, the jury's foreperson is now speaking out.
How the jury explains coming to that unanimous decision that Bill Cosby is guilty. Plus, new details on President Trump's planned meeting with North Korea's leader, the mutual location that the president's considering for that highly anticipated meeting when we come back.